Hi, everybody. I'm Zev Fema, research analyst for Action Alerts Plus. I'll be filling in for Catherine Ross all this week. Jim, good to have you back. We've got a lot to cover today, not a lot of time, so let's dive right into it. First off, Twitter announced earnings today, real money stock of the day.
I mean, Ned Siegel, obviously, who's just such an important guy, CFO, that's pointing out a bunch of things. You know, and so's Jack. I mean, basically what they're saying is, look, it's TV. You want to talk about Game of Thrones? Game of Thrones advertise HBO as a way to get people by going to Twitter. The NBA, they have individual ISOs on players, Harden. They will have every home run of Major League Baseball. It is the place to go to talk sports that really helps them. They've cleaned up so many of the bad actors that a lot of the companies really feel like they can advertise there and no longer be against really bad stuff. So that was a smart move. Short-term hurt them. Long-term, daily average users coming back. I really like the stock.
And Jim, because you do mention cleaning up the user base, one thing I found interesting was this quarter, monetizable daily active users compared to monthly active users are at 40.6% for the platform. That's up from 35.7% year-ago quarter.
Statistics, Zev. Makes me want to buy this stock up to 45.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, 45.
All right, Jim, moving right along.
Yes.
Let's talk cannabis real quick. You celebrate 420?
Oh, man, big. Okay, here's the deal with cannabis. Bruce Linton, in the balcony today on CNN, Bruce Linton is the major proselytizer for cannabis. Now, why do I say that? Because Canopy bought acreage. Now, remember, it's a right to buy because there's issues.
Right, legal issues, right. Canadian.
But Constellation has been on a tear ever since. Now, Constellation, beer is moderated, all right? So, but you start getting the chicken way to play this issue. And Altria a little bit less with Kronos. I suggest, look, I happen to really like Canopy. I am not suggesting the chicken way because I don't like beer. Although I've got to tell you, Modelo and Corona were still killing it at Bar San Miguel. Killing it. But the main thing is that Canopy is drug and Canopy is recreational. The recreational part is going to be run by Constellation. That's the beverage part. And the drug part's going to be run by Canopy. That's a winning combo.
Right, and speaking of beverages, actually jumping right into earnings, we had Coca-Cola report this morning. They were up on price mix. I think I saw some improvement on volume, 6% organic.
Look, Coca-Cola's one of those stocks that if it comes down, you can buy it. But PepsiCo was the star of the show.
For snacks?
Because Frito-Lay. You really want the snacks. But James Quincy's doing a good job. That Coke Zero Sugar is delicious. Had one yesterday. But PepsiCo is unassailable. And the reason why PepsiCo is unassailable is because Frito-Lay is really a juggernaut. A lot of them, they infused a lot of their formula with heat. Millennials love heat. Like, look at Frank's. That was such a good buy by McCormick.
Frank, the hot sauce, also low carb, no carb, rather. So that's a big thing for millennials.
They like it. You know. They like to put the sauce on, and it doesn't add weight.
Right.
That's important. Millennials care about how they look more than how they. No, let's leave it at that, because I don't want to slam whole generation. Although I did post on Twitter a picture of my daughter with her friends in Florence. Her friends are called the Snitches. They do everything together, and the Snitches have a great picture in Florence. I urge people to go to my Twitter file and guess which one is my daughter.
There you go. Back over to Twitter.
Guess.
Also, again, Twitter is real money stock of the day. Jim, there were also some. Yeah, so we're digging into all of it, and you're going to want to see what we have to say, especially because we have Facebook coming out, advertising. Amazon's later this week, also advertising stories.
I'm glad you mentioned stock of the day because what we do is flood the zone at TheStreet. I think that many people are coming back to TheStreet and recognize, well, what's going on. By the way, TheStreet, the dollar price is ex-dividend today. It's 85
yeah, so that's not a
right. It's not. Right. We didn't lose money like that. But what's important is that people recognize that we try to pick the stock that has the most relevance so you can make the most money. That's our game. Yeah.
And then last thing I have to ask, because we have a lot of bellwethers reporting today, UTX, Procter & Gamble, Verizon,
UTX,
takeaways.
Greg Hayes, I mean, I can't believe how good he is, and that's Pratt & Whitney doing so well. That's pick up an Otis after a very bad month of March. It's great numbers in China, and it's just a huge number of people flying. It is a fantastic story. Procter, it's been the hottest one. Use any weakness to buy. That would be our orientation for Action Alerts. I would actually buy it right here.
Is that commodity prices coming down?
Yeah, it's a double whammy positive. I mean, commodity prices coming down, they didn't emphasize it. Who would? Because they want to keep the price points up, as does Kimberly. And then grooming is amazing. I mean, your beauty is great. You're seeing feminine be terrific. China, great. Procter's just amazing. Verizon's just okay. The problem with Verizon is this. John Legere.
T-Mobile CEO.
T-Mobile is kind of like Darth Vader, to them.
He's tough. He goes after it on
Twitter. Don't go against against John.
He'll call you out, and he's not.
Yeah,
Sean.
John Lesnar's just going to make mincemeat of you. He's a very tough opponent.
All right, guys, there you have it. We're jumping over to do the rest of this video. We're going to dive into earnings and a lot more.
Paid. Okay, now
right,
get
on
this.
Action
As
Alerts
I said
Plus.
this morning about Kohl's. Guys, you can either listen to free and learn stuff, or you can get paid and hope to try to make some money, as we do. And I'm introducing these products because I feel like that we're finally at critical mass with video, and people have to recognize that there's real money, which is paid, Action Alerts, which is paid, and then a great free site. This is kind of I'm reintroducing Street after, since 1996, we've kind of been under the radar. We're getting back over the radar, okay?
So there you have it. So check us out, Action Alerts Plus. We're going to dive into Kohl's, the Amazon news, a lot more
amazing.
earnings.
We nailed that yesterday. We bought some yesterday.
Yeah, we did get the Kohl's buyout yesterday. Again, Twitter, real money stock of the day. Jim, thank you so much for
thank
joining
you,
us.
Zev. Great to talk to you.
Zev Fema for TheStreet.com. See you tomorrow.